Parasite Mutant, behold, legally distinct Parasite Eve, except this time it's not 𝙂𝙢𝙢𝙢, it's Nova. So this is a spiritual successor of Parasite Eve. Basically, the people who made it were like, you know what, we love Parasite Eve. People have been asking for a Parasite Eve game for forever, ever since I think the second one. We did get the third birthday, but that one was different. People enjoyed it, but I don't think it was quite what people were looking for. But anyway, this one is very much in the spirit of Parasite Eve. It's even called Parasite Mutant, so come on, the name even reflects back to it. This one is a little different aesthetically. The other one, it went for quote-unquote realistic graphics, but that was realistic graphics for the time, which was the original PlayStation, if I remember correctly. But this one goes for more of an anime style. And interestingly enough, it actually has a CRT filter that you can turn off and on. So if you want that original Parasite Eve feel to it, you can turn that on, which is really interesting that they're going with that, but it's fun. But anyway, this game is, obviously the story is very similar. There are these creatures that are popping up and mutating all over the place. You're out there trying to get through and uncover the secrets of what's going on and defeating these enemies. But actually, the gameplay is extremely similar to the original Parasite Eve as well. So the combat is, if you played Parasite Eve, you know what to expect. If you played Vagrant's story, you know what to expect, because I guess there were Squaresoft back then. Used basically the same system for Vagrant's story as well. So what it is, it's a semi-turn-based system. So you have like some sort of energy bar, and when that's full, you can do an attack. So in that sense, it's also kind of similar to Final Fantasy VII Remake. The difference is that when your energy is full, then what you do is you click a button, and this kind of sphere grid shows up around, or this kind of dome shows up around the character, and it goes into a VATS system where you can time pauses and you can select your target, and then it selects what attack you want to use on that target. She does the attack, and then you wait for your bar to fill, and then you can do the next attack. Now in this case, they're calling it the ATC. So if you're familiar with Final Fantasy games, it's ATB, Active Time Battle. This time they're calling it an ATC, which is an Active Time Chains. Because what it looks like you can do is you can chain up to 3 attacks together. And if you time them correctly, then you can get a little bit of bonus damage or something like that. Or you could either attack 3 enemies, or you could attack an enemy maybe 3 times, or maybe you could, like, say, shoot an enemy with a gun to stun them, and then throw an incendiary grenade to light them on fire, and then hit them with some other weapon that does bonus damage when they're on fire, or something like that. So, you know, you have these chains where if you use attacks and correctly, then you can get some bonus damage, which is interesting. It's really interesting that they're doing. You can also do a little bit of dodging in there. So outside of combat, there is some leveling. It seems like you're not leveling the character, though. You're leveling the gear. So all your gear is modular, so you can change it up, switch it out. If you want to add a grenade launcher to a gun or something, I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe it's just like a flashlight, but who knows? It says the gear is going to be modular, and you're also going to get plus points, which you can use to level your gear. So you can make your stuff more powerful, or I don't know if it's just like a straight power up or if there's like trees. Not really sure, but it does say that you can mod your weapons, or mod your gear. You can mod your gear or level them up using these plus points. Now, one thing that they specifically mentioned is that the game does have New Game Plus, because it seems like a lot of games these days don't have New Game Plus and then they add it in later. But they are saying, like, nope, from the beginning, we're going to have New Game Plus. And when you play New Game Plus, all of your progress is going to carry over. So you're going to have all your great gear. You're going to have all your plus points that you can use. And like Silent Hill F that we were just talking about, you're going to be able to unlock new areas. So if you play through the first time, you get the basic game. And then the second time through, you're going to be able to access new areas. And you're going to be able to get a little bit more into the story and that sort of thing. So this looks like the kind of game I will play multiple times. And of course, because this being an anime game and us being in the era that we are, your character will be fully customizable, and at least in the sense that you can customize her hairstyle, her outfit, and the colors. So, of course, everybody knows that fashion is the true end game of any game. Any game that has your ability to change how your character looks, fashion is always the true end game, because it's one thing to beat the game, it's another thing to beat the game, and it's something completely different to beat the game in style. So yeah, glad that they're adding that, because that's always fun. Now, there's no release date on this yet, but according to Steam, it does say coming soon, and from the information I can say, it does say 2026. So it looks like sometime next year, but we don't have an exact date yet. So check it out, Parasite Mutant, a spiritual successor to Parasite